Alright, so today's project is this big old mass right here. Now, I've already taken off 2 big giant loads, but that is a huge privet is what it's called, and they're not supposed to get that big. I've already taken big branches that were over touching the roof, but I'll show you how the rest of it goes here as I move along with this. Gus Gardner here. So you can see that's the trees that we were looking at, and I'm going to get my handyman on that, Gardner. We're going to start to hack away at that, but I thought I'd show you what we've kind of done so far. So stay with me here as we go over and take a look at this. So here we go. You can see we've already cut off right up in there. We've cut off some big ones. And I'll show you what those look like in the mulch pile. So we've got to take some more off of this. And that'll probably be enough for today. And down there, doesn't look like much from here, but down there, that's what we've taken off so far. That's probably a good 6 feet high and maybe 12 feet wide. And that's the same pile you saw in the other video where we were making mulch out of green stuff. So we'll just keep adding to that pile and squashing it down. Remember what we called that? We do the chomp and stomp. Today we're probably just going to chomp it because that's too tall to stomp on. Anyhow, let's get started and you can see my guy work really quickly at it. And by the way, I'm going to be over here supervising as my man works on that big old bunch of stuff there. So keep an eye on what he's doing. You can see what he's up to. All right, let's get started. I forgot to tell you, tools today are a lopper, the big gas-powered chainsaw, which has, I think, a 16-inch blade on it, our tarp. Remember, we garden with a tarp because we can hold all kinds of stuff on there. Wheelbarrow and our pole saw. That's our electric pole saw. So those will be our tools today. And there's our cord over there ready for the chainsaw. Okay, well, we got this far, and I just wanted to point out, we aren't done. You can see how much of that plant is left up there, but all of this material over here, this is all cut material right here. All of this material is about 5 feet tall, and you can just barely see the tarp underneath it there. See it over there? And you saw me, or my workman, stacking it up. But this is all from 2 plants, really. This one down here, the lower one, is called a euonymus, and that is a privet. This one here. This one is a privet as well, and you can see how much material is on that still. And if we go around the yard, you can see how many of these things we have in the yard that need to be cut. So that stack down there is going to grow. All right, let's go ahead and haul this down there and clean up the tarp, and we'll get going and we'll cut some more up here. Some of you may be asking, how long does it take for a plant to get so overgrown? Well, that may be 10 years worth, maybe 15, but the privet doesn't even take that long. It just grows and grows and grows. And it grows wild here. And we're in the southern United States, near Atlanta, Georgia. And this weather is just perfect for it. So you got to really keep it under control. Now, it's not a bad plant. In fact, a lot of nursery centers sell privet just like this. So it's not a bad plant, and the euonymus here is not a bad plant. But like many things, we just need to make sure they're managed so that they don't hang way over the house. You can see up here where this one's got branches hanging way over, and we want to get rid of those. So we have a lot of material to take off still. So let's get started. I wanted you to appreciate how big this pile has become. My tripod is at about 5.5 feet, so you can see the pile is maybe 6 feet high, maybe even more, because there's a kind of a dip down here in the ground. And it's, what did I say, 12, maybe 15 feet across like this. And we're about to add that big bunch of material on top, and then more. So we'll just keep adding to it. But surprisingly, especially here in our area, all that will just mulch down and turn into beautiful brown mulch over time. Okay, well, that's everything on there, and that's probably about 8 or 9 feet tall now. Now, one reason to stack it up like that is because the weight of the material will just sort of compress it down over time. So we'll certainly do our chomp and stomp, but we'll let the material do it to itself in some respects. Now, I think we're done with that pile, so we'll have to start adding to this pile down here again. It was pretty big before, and that shrunk down, so we can start adding more green material. You see how green that is and how brown that one is. So we'll just keep going and adding material to that. Well, I'm taking a short break here, but I wanted to show you just this angle here. We've got the euonymus down here, and the privet up there, and this is our fence line. Neighbors over here, we're over here, and that's how much material needs to come off just because it's hanging over the side. So we have our work cut out for us. We have taken a lot down, but we have a lot more to go. Well, we continue to cut here. I hope you can see the difference. There was a lot of material that was hanging over that is now cut and down here and needing to be cleaned up. The wheelbarrow over there, you can barely see it underneath all that, is full of big logs, that big around kind of logs of privet. So probably better to call them branches than logs since it's more of a shrub, but anyhow. We'll get this cleaned up and on to the next. Just by the way, this one branch, just so you can see its size, there's my hand next to it. Here's the end. Get my hand around it so you can see. There we go. So that's how big it is. That branch is probably 30 feet long. Just that one. And there's all kinds of them in here, and then there's some more back there, and of course taking a bunch down to the mulch piles already. So this is just some of the stuff here, and that's a full wheelbarrow load. You can still see there's a lot over there waiting. There it is, trimmed from this side. A lot more to go. We're making progress. Well, there it is for today. So we got only 3 of the privet bushes trimmed, and that euonymus there. Remember, that's the euonymus. These are the privets here. But you can see we're a little farther along on getting the tree line back away from the fence. So we'll keep working on it. So, oops, let's see what it looks like around here. So you can see a little better what we're doing here. Got those trees trimmed. We did take a few branches off down in here, but not much. But it is getting better. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Here's all the stuff we took off today. You can see it's a huge stack now on both sides.